Here's something nobody tells you about procrastination. It's not laziness, it's not poor time management, and it's definitely not a character flaw. Procrastination is a solution. A terrible one, but a solution. And once you understand what problem it's solving, you can actually fix it. Every productivity advice you've ever heard assumes the same thing: that you want to do the task, you just need the right system to make yourself do it. But that's wrong. Most of the time, procrastination shows up because the task feels threatening, not because you're disorganized. Threatening how? Maybe it's a task where failure would mean something about you. If you write the essay and it's bad, you're not a bad writer. You're a bad person. So you don't write it. No essay, no verdict. Maybe the task is so vague that starting it feels like stepping into fog. Your brain hates fog, so it waits for clarity that never comes. Or maybe you've built the task up in your head for so long that it now weighs 1,000 pounds, and lifting it feels impossible before you've even tried. In every case, procrastination is protection. It's your brain saying, "I'd rather feel the guilt of not starting than the risk of starting and failing." So we usually try to fight this with willpower, with discipline, with just do it. And sometimes it works, for a day, maybe 2. But willpower is a finite resource. You can override the discomfort for a while, but the discomfort doesn't go away. It just waits. And eventually, you run out of override, and the procrastination comes back, stronger, and now with a side of shame. This is why most people are stuck in a cycle. Avoid the task. Feel bad about avoiding it. Feel worse about the task because now it's charged with guilt. Avoid it more. The harder you fight it with raw discipline, the more meaning the task accumulates. And the more meaning it accumulates, the scarier it gets. The fix isn't forcing yourself to start, it's removing the threat. Here's how that looks in practice. First, shrink the task until it becomes boring. Not manageable, boring. Write a chapter is terrifying. Write 1 paragraph is still a little scary. Open the document and type 1 sentence, any sentence. That's boring. That's what you want. Boring tasks don't trigger protective avoidance. Second, separate starting from finishing. One of the biggest lies procrastination tells you is that starting means committing to finishing. It doesn't. You're allowed to open the file, write 3 lines, and close it. That counts. That's not failure. And each time you do it, you slightly erode the task's power over you. Third, make the first action completely concrete. Vague tasks will always be deferred. Work on the project goes nowhere. Open the spreadsheet and update the first 3 rows goes somewhere. Specificity kills avoidance. And fourth, notice the emotional charge, not just the time. Ask yourself, why haven't I started this? Not, how do I start? Why haven't I? Often the honest answer tells you everything. Because if I do it and it's wrong, they'll think I'm not smart. That's not a time problem. That's a fear problem. And fear needs to be addressed differently than scheduling. Here's the reframe that ties all of this together. Procrastination isn't a productivity failure. It's information. It's telling you that something about this task feels unsafe. Your job isn't to power through that feeling. It's to make the task safe enough to approach. Not heroic, not disciplined, just safe enough. Because once you step into it, once you start, the task almost always turns out to be smaller than the version your brain was protecting you from. The task you dread rarely matches the task that exists, and the only way to find that out is to start, not despite the fear, but small enough that the fear doesn't bother showing up. That's it. That's the whole strategy. Not a system, not a hack. Just an honest look at what's actually going on, and a smaller door in.